very important. So I want you guys to, hear this information. I want you guys to implement this information and get ready because you guys are going to be in for a treat. So this is a small outline of everything that we're going to go over. We plan on going over. And I want you guys, like I say, to take notes and really understand that you guys are going to be in for a lot of great valuable information when it comes to investing in real estate. And what I teach and what we go over is being able to invest in real estate as a wholesaler, where you can come invest in real estate with no money, no credit. You can become a fix and flip real estate investor, where you actually purchase a property, fix it up, renovate it, and then basically sell the property. But I'm going to teach you all that strategy from watching us here in this course, and you guys are going to learn a great deal and a great deal of information to be able to implement and make money today. So we're going to be going over also tax lien sales, tax deed sales. We're also going to be talking about how to become a landlord, where you can actually be able to fix and flip properties and become a successful landlord. Also being able to buy and hold properties as well. So being able to buy and hold properties, that's how we be able to create generational wealth to be able to change the trajectory of our life. Because at the end of the day, if we understand how to rent properties out, this is also a way that you'll be able to retire from your job. I was able to retire at the age of 33. How and why? Because I was able to build a multi-million-dollar rental portfolio. So with me being able to build a multi-million-dollar rental portfolio, it allowed me to be able to buy back my time. So what I did was I was able to buy back financial freedom with being able to take the sacrifices and use all of my resources to be able to implement and allow me to be able to have financial freedom for the rest of my life. And now I'm to the point now where I can do what I want to do. I can enjoy myself. I can spend time with my family, go on trips and vacation with my wife, and we can just enjoy ourselves. We have nobody telling us when you have to go to work, when you have to go to lunch, when you can go on vacation, any of that stuff. So right now we're just living the life of our dreams, but it also was a huge sacrifice that came in order for us to be able to get to this point. So we're going to go over some real estate investing lessons today, and this is just an outline. That's all this is right now. It's just an outline, and then we're going to start the lesson, and we're going to get started after I show you guys this outline. So we're going to be going over your credit score, what you're going to need from certain lenders. Now this is right here is more so if you want to become a fix and flip real estate investor, or if you want to become a successful landlord. These are some of the requirements that usually our lenders look for, right? So they look for a 640 credit score. They want to make sure you have some reserves in the bank. So when we talk about reserves, we're talking about around $3,500. Now with $3,500, basically that just means that the lenders want to see that you're able to pay back the mortgage. So a lot of times if you have a mortgage and you have to pay back around $800 a month, they want to make sure that you have at least 5 months of reserves in the bank. So they want to make sure that you have that, if the mortgage is $700 to $800, they want to make sure you have $700 times 5 in the bank to make sure that you can be able to cover your mortgage over the period of time. Pre-qualify with your broker. One of the first things that I want you guys to do, since you guys are actually in the course now, is I want you guys to get pre-qualified with our broker. Later on in the course, you'll see more that you see more of the actual broker that we have, and what the name of the company, the phone number, get in contact with the broker, because once they get you pre-qualified, this also means that now you're ready to go to be able to purchase your first property. Because what happens with getting pre-qualified, they check your credit score, and they want to make sure that from a verbal standpoint that you have enough money in the bank to get started to become a fix and flipper or to be able to become a successful landlord, right? And we're going to get into other ways and other strategies, but as of right now, we're just going to go over being able to use OPM, other people's money, to be able to purchase properties, correct? So when you purchasing a property, so for example, when you go out and you look at a property that you're interested in, one thing I want you guys to understand and keep in mind is usually paying 15, 20%, maybe even 25% of the purchase price in the repair cost. So if I purchase a property for $100,000, I'm going to need at least 10% of that $100,000 plus closing costs. So usually you're talking about maybe around $15,000, $20,000 in order for you to be able to get started, right? So if you want to become a wholesaler, it requires no money or no credit, and we'll get to that also in the course. For some lenders, you can pay 15%, 20% of the purchase price, and the repair costs will go into the overall loan, right? So here, use online platforms. We're going to talk about online platforms such as auction.com, hubzoo.com, Hudson and Marshall, exome.com, and realestatesharkdata.com. Use county auctions such as local foreclosure auctions, tax delinquent auctions, tax deed auctions, and tax lien auctions. And the reason why I have tax deed states and tax lien states here is because you need to understand and know that if you're in a tax lien state, then you would have to perform a tax lien type of auction. If you're in a tax deed state, such as North Carolina, then you would have to be able to use tax deed methods and strategies to be able to obtain these properties. Place like South Carolina, that's a tax lien state. Place like North Carolina and Georgia, those are tax deed states. So you got to understand they won't have the tax lien auctions. So I want you guys, the first thing I want you guys to understand is find out what state you live in, what type of state you live in, tax lien or tax deed. Because the whole play when it comes to purchasing a tax lien property, and you're going to hear this over and over in the course. However, if you purchase a tax lien property, the biggest thing with purchasing a tax lien property is you make money once you go to the auction and pay on a property that somebody owed back taxes on. So if somebody owed back taxes on a property, for example, if it was $5,000 that someone owed on a tax lien property, you could pay the $5,000, and then what happens next is January, February, March, you have to pay. They will pay you 3% of the money if somebody else come back to redeem that property within the first 3 months. You get 3% of the $5,000 that you invested. If they come back April, May, or June, that's 6%. July, August, September, that's 9. October, November, December, that's 12. And when I say October, November, December, what I'm talking about is you've had this property now because you've actually won it in the auction. Now, after you win the property in the auction, what happens next is you then hold that property. You cannot fix it up. You cannot do anything to it. You have to wait until somebody come back to redeem that property. And if they come back within any of those time spans, that's when they will have to pay you back your money that you invested plus the interest in order for them to come back to redeem that property from the tax lien auction. If they don't come back to redeem it after a year and a day, now the property belongs to you. And we're going to go over all these things about how to actually find these tax lien properties, how to find these tax deed properties, and then also we're going to go over the local foreclosure auction and these different platforms, online platforms, to be able to find cheap, discounted, bank-owned properties. Next here, we have real estate online auctions. So we use apps such as realestatesharkdata.com. And what realestatesharkdata.com is a platform, online platform where you can be able to find cheaply discounted properties from people that's going through, different distress situations. So identify properties from distressed property owners for sale by owner of properties, as well as many more categories. You want to be able to pass. We can go with passing out business cards to certain contractors, so you'll be able to go in certain locations, pass out business cards, and now you're actually getting your name out there as a real estate investor. So you can have your contractors in place. So once you purchase properties, you can be able to make these contacts, make these calls, and then have someone ready to go to be able to fix your property up. We're going to go over observing properties in neighborhood crime rates and school zones, property evaluation, inside evaluation, process after purchasing the property, and then we have some bonus gems also that we're going to give you. Real estate investing. Use real estate solutions or real estate ventures And basically what this is saying is you want to have to make sure that when you go into the bank, right? So when you go to the bank, there's certain code that will put your business in a certain category, right? It's called an NIC code. And with that code, the bank then will be able to put your business in a certain category. That means you can't have too much derogatory, too much things that look, pretty much hazardous to your business. If it does, then your business pretty much will not get funding. And when you have real estate investing inside of your name of your business, that could be a little sketchy when it comes to banks, when you have to start your own business bank account. So we want to make sure that we use words like real estate solutions or real estate ventures, things of that nature to make your business look broad. So now the bank don't really know or understand what you're doing with your business. Want to avoid using investing for funding purposes. Banks are scared of that word, right? So they're scared of investing. So you want to make sure you don't use any type of business or have any type of business that has anything to do with pornography or anything to do with credit repair, gambling, things of that nature, because it'll put you in a certain category with the bank that would then hinder you from being able to get funding. So that's it right now for the first section. And we'll be going over and starting lesson 1 next. This is my Instagram, my name, and a couple of my websites here, RealestateSharkAcademy.com and SharkTradelines.com as well. So I'll see you guys on the other side, and I'll see you